Hey guys, welcome back to the Wall Street Bull. Anthony here. I hope you're all doing well and staying positive out there. It's never a dull moment in crypto. There is something happening every single day at this rate. It's absolutely wild. I'm going to give updates in relation to Ripple and XRP. You've had Kevin O'Leary doing a congressional Senate hearing in relation to the collapse of FTX and literally throwing CZ from Binance under the bus. It's unbelievable. We have some updates in relation to the G20 countries putting regulation on crypto. We have Australia with, putting out new policies in relation to crypto. It's absolutely wild. I'm going to go through everything, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video. And yes, I'm wearing my suit jacket today because I had a funeral. But anyway, let's get into it, guys. Massive shout out and thank you to every single one of you who have subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you are new to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button down there and turn on that little bell notification as well. Because as you can see right here, I love documenting my journey with investing, with cryptos, dividend stocks, growth stocks, talking about passive income, building financial freedom. And yes, my goal at the end of the day is to build generational wealth. So come along this incredible journey. Things are just getting crazy in this space, literally. And also, guys, if you can give this video a thumbs up, watch it straight through, it would really help me push this channel out to a lot more people, because the YouTube algorithm is absolute magic when you find, ladies and gentlemen, do that, all right? So make sure you give it a good old thumbs up. It's down there. It doesn't cost you anything. Thank you very much. You guys absolutely rock. Also, little disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research and due diligence with this stuff. I do not want to see anyone get financially hurt. That is why my number one golden rule is I only invest what I can afford to lose. And yes, we don't like to lose. You can lose money like that in the blink of an eye in crypto, as we've all seen over the past few weeks, all right? So please be careful out there. Do your own research and due diligence. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. And also, ladies and gentlemen, I'm advocating for cold crypto storage. It could be a Ledger, a Trezor, an Alipol, a Descent, whatever you're comfortable using, guys. And if you can't afford any of that, you can use Trust Wallet. I personally use it and have had no issues. But of course, be very careful with any of your cold wallets or self-custody wallets. Seed phrase, those 12 words are your keys, all right? Now, the formalities are out of the way. Let's go straight to the community tab today, guys, all right? So these were the altcoins up in my portfolio. We had Digibyte, XDC, we had Solana, Tron, and DAG, okay? Now, I just want to point out as well, I put up this chart a few days ago, obviously, in relation to where we are in the market, right? The psychology of market cycles. And I honestly, the amount of stuff I'm seeing online at the moment from mainstream media, you've got all the people out there on Twitter at the moment just going crazy. I really believe that we're in the anger phase. Right, there's a lot of anger out there in the crypto market as well. You've got mainstream media putting out all of this FUD in relation to cryptocurrencies. Please do not get distracted with any of this stuff. This is the hardest time during a bear market, where people, tend to sell off all their assets. They get FUDded out of the market. It's just all chaos. And those people, and it's not financial advice, but those people who remain in the markets are the ones that are going to be making some serious gains, all right? And crypto is not going anywhere. It is the new financial system. There's just a massive transition happening right now, and we're all a part of this. Anyway, that is it for the community tab. Let's go to CoinSpot. This is where I personally buy my cryptos in Australia. There is a referral link below. Please feel free to use that. You will get $10 in this coin right here, Bitcoin. Of course, with any of this stuff, do your own research and due diligence. Of course, all the prices you see here are in Australian dollars. This video is not old. It is the 15th of December, 2022. Santa Claus is not far away, and hopefully Ripple wins this stupid lawsuit so we can move on. Anyway, now, again, I just want to make this very clear. I've taken most of my assets off CoinSpot and I put them into cold storage. I'm only keeping the ones that I'm staking on the platform. And the reason being is because CoinSpot does not have a lockup period, which I like. I like access to my capital whenever I want, okay? And that's why I like CoinSpot. But I'm well and truly prepared to lose those assets. As bad as that is just something that we have to prepare for mentally. Anyway, Bitcoin sitting at $26,000 today, Australian. It is down slightly at the moment. There's a lot of macro stuff going on around the world, and especially in the United States. It's crazy over there. Ethereum's at 1,900. You've got XRP 57 cents AUD, making that very clear again. Cardano's at 45 cents. You've got Matic at $1.34. Polkadot's $7.78. I did buy some Polkadot. I've been wanting to add it in the portfolio, and I have literally just bought it this morning. Solana's at $21 as well. You've got Link at $10. XLM is at 12 cents. You got Algorand at 33 cents, which is nice. Quant is at $185. Literally been one of the most, best performers during this bear market. Honestly, it's just been really stable, which is incredible. We have VeChain at 2 cents. Hedera's at 7 cents. Moving down to some other favorites, of course, we have Axie Infinity at $11 as well. I'm earning some pretty crazy passive income from that on CoinSpot, just saying. I think it's 70+% annual yield, so it's wild. So we're going to keep doing that, guys. IOTA's at 29 cents. Moving down to some other favorites, we have Casper at 4 cents as well, and XDC is at up 7% today, still under 3 cents around there, guys. I mean, it's just really undervalued, in my opinion. No one ever talks about it, really, and I mentioned it in my video yesterday, but let's go to Crypto Bubbles. And before I do, guys, the Wall Street Bull Patreon is linked below. I put up all my buys, my crypto sells, my crypto trading bots, my strategies. I also put up all my dividend investing that I'm doing at the moment, all my buys and sells with that. So really, guys, it's a bullish community of serious investors, and I love talking with everyone in there directly. So, guys, join up. It's linked below. You will not regret it. Now, let's go to Crypto Bubbles, and on the day we have a sea of red. Literally, the only one that's green at the moment is XDC, up 9%, still up 18% on the week. XDC, in my opinion, is a very undervalued project. It is a hidden gem. Hardly anyone ever talks about it, guys. It is literally working with banks, institutions for trade finance. It is being used for, gold. Again, it's pretty much backed by gold when you think about it. So XDC, undervalued. No one ever talks about it. Anyway, we have IMX as well. Immutable X up 3.7%. I'm not invested in that. Toncoin is down slightly today as well, 4%. There are some incredible buying opportunities right now in front of us, guys. New Protocol's down 4%. I might add some more in my position in that. What else have we got here, guys? Algorand. Working with insurance companies. If I can get my bubble right there to work, it's not working. But Algorand is working with insurance. I don't know how big, I don't think people realize how big insurance is. It's a massive, massive industry, guys. So again, working with, there it is there. Down 1.7% as well. Algorand is definitely undervalued at 22 cents. Everything's undervalued at the moment when you think about it. And of course, XRP, very, very bullish on XRP and Ripple. We know what industries they're going after. I don't know why people are hating on XRP, saying they're going to lose the lawsuit. We don't know what outcome this is going to be, but regardless, Ripple's making massive partnerships around the world. Now, look at this, guys. Ripple price fades after champagne corks popped on the back of US inflation numbers, which came out today as well. So Ripple price is opening up with a hangover as some gains are being pared back. XRP is supported by an important technical element. Expect to see price action unfazed until late this evening with the FOMC meeting. So Ripple's price gave back a bit of a gain after price action popped higher on a much lower consumer price index CPI print in the US, which came out recently as well, which even came out below the lowest estimation economists and analysts have given. That was the start of a one-direction move that with equities and cryptocurrencies higher and the US dollar weakening. Expect a lackluster trading session until later in the US when Powell is set to speak, which he did this morning. I did watch that on CNBC. He's very blunt and bland, but that's just what happens with all these, people in higher up government. Anyway, some interesting stuff though. Whale moves tokens worth $55 million. Ripple's crypto over the past week right now, guys. Look at this. This week, an XRP whale moved millions of tokens to an unknown exchanges and wallets. It seems that the last 30 days, Ripple's crypto has gained more than 17% in value against the US dollar. Ripple XRP is a cryptocurrency operating on an open source network and decentralized platform. It was born in 2013 in San Francisco at Ripple Labs. And again, guys, a lot of whales are moving significant amounts of XRP. But look at this. The community noticed significant movements of XRP during the past week when one whale moved 143 million XRP worth $55 million on the 9th of December, and another moved 40 million XRP worth over $15 million, from the Bitso exchange to an unknown wallet. What gets me is that there's like tens of millions of dollars moving in XRP literally every day, and I just retweeted some new ones. So guys, whales are seriously accumulating XRP and moving a lot back and forth, and again, we will start to see more and more of this as time goes on. And again, XRP reclaimed the 6th spot in crypto market rankings amid fresh inflows. And just that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm not even fudded by any of the news, guys, because I know where crypto is going to be. Now, the Fed in the United States, the Federal Reserve, hikes rates by only 50 basis points. Only. That is a lot, but remains hawkish. The Federal Reserve announced today that it would be slowing down the pace of its rate hikes and only increase them by 0.50%. In Australia, we get 0.25%. And again, I think if that happens again with a 0.5% raise or 50 basis points, man, it's going to be very, very expensive to live. That's for sure. I think a lot of mortgages will start to close out. And default because, guys, these rate hikes are just ridiculous. Anyway, we have some interesting stuff here on Congressman Tom Emmer, which is the guy that's, against Gensler, alleges SEC Chairman Gensler was aware of the FTX fraud. Tom Emmer said Gary Gensler will be held accountable for holding several meetings with the founder of an exchange that the SEC deemed fraudulent, which is really, really interesting. Sorry about these stupid pop-ups. The US Congressman Tom Emmer has alleged that the SEC Chairman Gensler knew that FTX was fraudulent, but still held meetings with the disgraced founder, Sam Bankman-Fried. Recent developments saw on December 13th as the day much activity for FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried. The disgraced ex-CEO was reprimanded in prison by the Bahamas Authority and subsequently charged by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Welcome to the club, Sam Bankman-Fried. You're going to go down, mate. It's not good. But the Commodities Futures Trading Commission as well, the CFTC, and the SDNY, the Southern District of New York. The SEC had charged Sam Bankman-Fried for defrauding FTX investors of over $1.8 billion since its inception in May 2019. Following the SEC's charges, Gary Gensler released a press release which stated Sam Bankman-Fried built a house of cards on a foundation of deception while telling investors that it was one of the safest buildings in crypto. I don't think so, but mate, Gensler, this dude right here, he's as corrupt as anything in my opinion. So that's all going to come out. Now, obviously, got the SEC continues targeting social media influencers in the latest $100 million security fraud scheme. Look at this. So the SEC has charged 8 influencers for a $100 million securities fraud. The influencers are accused of using their following to manipulate stock prices. The community lashes out at the SEC for only going after low-hanging fruits. And there is a list of names, guys, right here, but I'm not going to read them out here because it'll probably get me in trouble. But I could think of a dozen YouTube influencers that have done stuff anyway and probably removed it off their YouTube channels. But anyway, I'm not going to name names. We all know who they are. Now, interesting stuff here, guys, in relation to Australia and crypto here, guys. But we have Australia plans framework for crypto service provider regulation. So Australia plans to establish a framework for licensing and regulating crypto service providers in 2023. It aims to define which digital assets should be subject to financial services laws and, another freaking pop-up, and appropriate to safeguard consumers. So the Australian government plans to establish this in 2023, specifically the Albanese government, our Prime Minister. Again, I'm not a fan of Albanese. He's probably a decent bloke, but I'm not a fan of what he's doing at the moment. He's just too busy complaining about previous politicians. Anyway, the Albanese government aims to define what digital assets should be subject to financial services laws and what rules are appropriate to safeguard consumers. The next steps in the government's ongoing token mapping will work to include the release of consultation paper in early 2023 to inform what digital assets should be regulated by financial services laws and the development of appropriate custody and licensing settings to safeguard consumers. So through the Albanese government is taking action in regard to the regulation of crypto service providers in Australia. Actual legislation won't come before the government consults on its planned custody and licensing framework. Aside from crypto, the government also plans to strengthen Australia's payment systems and financial market infrastructure, as well as establishing a regulatory framework for buy now, pay later in 2023. At least Australia is making some progress with regulation apart from the United States. Gensler's just on a rampage right there. Anyway, Raoul Pal says that Ethereum could be following 2017 and 2021 cycle, predicts bounce back in global markets. So former Goldman Sachs executive Raoul Pal says that one Ethereum chart that traders should keep on their radar. In a new analysis, Raoul points to the Ethereum today versus the 2017 and 2021 analog chart, which if followed would indicate Ethereum is currently near the bottom of the bear market. I think this is the bottom anyway, in my opinion, guys. Things are just getting crazy. Chaos, anger, aggression, people with frustration. This is the bottom, in my opinion. And look at this. G20 member countries seek to build a policy consensus on crypto. And member countries of the G20 have revealed a plan to build a cryptocurrency policy consensus that will likely inform the global digital asset sector regulation. The member states fronted the idea of policy consensus following the growth of digital assets, popularity with implication on the economy and monetary system, India's Federal Economic Affairs Secretary said on December 14th. Furthermore, the consensus seeks to look into the role of cryptocurrencies in the banking sector. The regulatory plan was to announce during the G20 intergovernmental meeting of finance and central bank deputies right here held in India. The regulation should flow from the policy view taken, in fact, that one of the priorities which have been put on the table is to help countries build a consensus for policy approach to crypto assets. Does anybody understand that, like, crypto right now is going to be here for the future? We are before all of the governments. So there's a lot happening out there, guys. This is what I'm saying. HODL, diamond hands if you can. But I'm going to play this interview as well with Kevin O'Leary. Slams Binance for putting FTX out of business. Now, I think we're going to get into that now in a second. But cryptometer.io, we have money flowing into. Let me refresh this. We have TRX. We have Waves. I did trade that once. We have XRP, which is nice. Bitcoin. We have Ethereum right there. And that is pretty much it, guys. And Solana. There you go. Now, let's go to Twitter because there's a lot of juicy stuff happening on here, guys. And yes, I'm at the Wall Street Bull Oz. Please feel free to follow me on there. Here is the ring that I'm giving away when I hit 100,000 subs on YouTube. $2,500 in value. It's crazy. The new FTX CEO, John J. Ray, is currently making $1,300 per hour. And customers will foot the bill. That is wild. We have Senator Loomis. Warren's bill requiring KYC on self-custody Bitcoin wallets is going to fail. They want KYC on self-custody? That's just another way to control people, really. Look at this, guys. You have to be kidding me. Crypto has not worked for payments. Listen to this. This is from a hearing of some sort. Let's have a look at this.
The technology is that, that fraud is definitely being perpetuated, but that the whole industry itself is basically an asset class built out of nothing. It trades entirely based on people's belief that it can be worth something. But as you said, the technology has not worked for a payments mechanism. It's become a speculative instrument. But ultimately, as Mr. McKenzie said, it's a zero-sum game. And if people stop believing in it, then it all falls apart.
Can I just say something in relation to that video? And this is coming from, the United States government, who prints billions and trillions of dollars in paper cash, literally paper. All right, so paper, which is worth nothing. Really, when you think about it, it's just paper that's given a value by the governments and institutions. Crypto is real, and that's up to you if you want to believe that or not. But anyway, that's ridiculous. Do not believe this far. This is why I say the bottom's in. Again, I'm not going to play that interview, but we have 41.6 million XRP valued at $15.9 million transferred from Bitso to an unknown wallet. Look at this, guys, from Ripple. Internal treasury teams are leaving legacy payment rails behind and adopting crypto solutions to maximize treasury operations and global capital flows, from everything to payroll, vendor and supplier payments, and more. And you're telling me crypto's useless for payments? Get out of here. Justin, Fed chair won't consider cutting rates until we see inflation sustained at 2%. That's crazy. 35 million XRP valued at $13.4 million. Moving again, guys, there's a lot here. There's so much happening with Elon Musk as well, but he's basically suing the creator of Elon Jet, Twitter bot that tracked his private jet. Do not do that. Just leave him alone. I'd hate that if that was going after my family as well. Now, this interesting video here, guys, with BitBoy, and then I'm going to quickly play this, but this is talking about speculation here and a pre-allocation of XRP to central banks. Have a listen to this.
Contracts, but we have bridge work, or XRP working as a bridge currency in the respect that you just described. Like I said, if every country's holding a little bit of it, or their central bank's already holding some of it, this gets quite interesting too, because if you go into that summary judgment, they have pre-allocated contracts, but we don't know exactly how many and to whom. Mm-hmm. And there's lots of speculation about who those pre-allocated contracts of XRP could be to. And it gets quite interesting if we get clarity. And then aliens? We find out. What's that?
Are some of these contracts possibly aliens?
Well, how about central banks?
Oh, right? Okay. Well, those are people. Okay.
Yeah, those are people too, but certainly aliens there for sure, because they just look at us like cattle, right? But if those things come to light and we learn those things, it makes so much sense how XRP could sit as a bridge currency and serve to unlock dormant dollars around the world, but never threaten any one country's money at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's
interesting stuff right there. We have the Fear and Greed Index at 31. Now, I want to play you this, guys. This is very important. Let's have a listen to Kevin O'Leary on the collapse of FTX and CZ from Binance. Look at this.
Why do you believe FTX failed?
I have an opinion. I don't have the records. Here it is. After my accounts were stripped of all of their assets and all of the accounting and trade information, I couldn't get answers from any of the executives in the firm, so I simply called Sam Bankman-Fried and said, "Where is the money, Sam?" He said he had been refused access to the servers. He no longer knew. I said, "Okay, let's step back. This is a simple case in my mind of where did the money go?" And I said, "Sam, walk me back 24 months. Tell me the use of proceeds of the assets of your company. Where did you spend it?" And then he told me about a transaction that occurred over the last 24 months, the repurchase of his shares from Binance, his competitor. I didn't know this at the time, but at some point, CZ or Binance, who runs Binance, purchased 20% ownership in Sam Bankman-Fried's firm for seed stock. And then, over time, and I asked him, what would compel you to spend $2 billion was the number he was giving me at that time. Later, in a subsequent conversation, about 24 hours later, he told me it could have been as much as $3 billion to buy back the shares from CZ. I asked him, what would compel you to do that? Why wouldn't you keep your assets on your balance sheet? And why would you offer this to just one shareholder? He said, because every time we went to get licensed in different jurisdictions, because you must understand the prize of crypto is to get regulated. For all the talk we say about Bitcoin and everything else, no institutions own this. I work for the sovereign wealth and pension plans. They don't touch this stuff because it's unregulated. Between these two, let's call them frenemies, because they obviously were potentially the two largest shareholders in the firm, they had a disagreement. They had a falling apart. Apparently, according to Sam Bankman-Fried, CZ would not comply with the regulator's request in these different geographies, these different jurisdictions, to provide the data that would clear them for a license. He withheld it, according to Sam Bankman-Fried. The only option the management and Sam Bankman-Fried had was to buy him out at an extraordinary valuation of close to $32 billion, less apparently a 15% discount. That stripped the balance sheet of assets. You ask me why it went bankrupt? Go to the last week. All of a sudden, in social media, CZ is asking for another $500 million. He wants to do a block trade of FTT, or the proprietary token of FTX. Wants it converted back to fiat. Why would you put that out there? You know it's going to push down the pressure. It's going to push down the value of that coin dramatically, and that's exactly what happened. Every trader knows that if you have a large block trade, you go negotiate a clearing price with other buyers and you do the transaction. In my view, my personal opinion, these two behemoths that own the unregulated market together and grew these incredible businesses in terms of growth were at war with each other. And one put the other out of business intentionally. Now, maybe there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe there's nothing wrong with love and war. But Binance is a massive, unregulated global monopoly now. They put FTX out of business. Now, lots of other reasons, I'm sure, but that's my personal opinion. That is what Sam Bankman-Fried told me in terms of where the assets went. Why should we care? Single reason. I'm a shareholder. You tell me the two largest shareholders do a transaction together, that's a related party transaction. I'm not sure that's okay. Maybe I want a Madoff clawback on those proceeds.
Wow, and thank you, Rand Newham. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong for that. That was intense. And I just want to make a point that, you know, all right, Sam Bankman-Fried's done what he's done and he's going to cop it for it. Basically, he's going to get what's coming to him, obviously, from the law. But CZ, we don't know personally what he's like. He might be a good dude, but you never know, man. I mean, everyone in crypto at the moment's for themselves, really. He may have done something like that. I know that for a fact he was offloading FTT. Just saying. Anyway, you've got him posting up as well. Saudi Telecom in Bahrain now accepts crypto payments via Binance Pay. And there's also a tweet as well that he's saying that self-custody of most crypto in self-custody will be lost, which is interesting as well. So he's basically saying keep your cryptos on Binance, which is interesting. But I just want to point out of this, altcoin Gordon, if Binance goes, we are in for a 10-year bear market and 99% of cryptos will go to zero. Stop taking your funds off Binance and start putting more funds on. We need to save Binance. I'm not advocating that at all. And then obviously you've got an interesting one here from Jim Cramer basically saying, not that I listen to him for advice, but do you feel reassured by Binance as I do? And then he's basically saying, oh, Jim, please don't use Binance for the sake of everyone else. Half joking. Anyway, crazy stuff what's going on in the market. Anyway, so Senator Warren introduces a bill to KYC self-custody Bitcoin wallets, surveil users, and crack down on privacy tools. A direct attack on freedom and privacy. You know, now they're even going after self-custody. Why? Because they want control. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff happening. That's a long video today, guys, but I had to play that full interview with Kevin O'Leary. Anyway, we've got $861 billion in total market cap, $46 billion in 24 hours. We have 39% BTC, 18% Ethereum. And again, where my money is going, and it's not financial advice, is these coins right here, guys. The banking coins, Ethereum, XRP. Of course, it's a no-brainer. ADA, AVAX, Link, XLM, Algorand, Quant, Hedera, IOTA, Casper, XDC, LCX, and Alliance Block. Again, because it's partnered with Hedera and Quant, it's a no-brainer. But that's it for today's video, guys. It's a long one, but it was thanks to Kevin O'Leary for giving that speech. That was a long one, but it's interesting to see what's going to happen here, guys. Sbf is now in prison, in custody, and he should have thought very carefully about losing billions of dollars of people's money. Anyway, that's it for today's video, guys. We'll talk in the comments and the community tab. We'll speak to you soon. Peace out. Bye.